Big Smo, we in the building. You know what I'm saying? We at the Soundstage Atlanta. Shout out to Bree. Shout out to Just Cool. And right now, we hollering at Uno Deuce. What's going on, brother?
How's it going? What's up, man?
What's
This is
up?
my first ever performance tonight. I thought it went well. I was so nervous.
This is your first time performing, period?
Ever, yeah. Never even done karaoke.
None of that.
Yeah, nothing.
That's why. So how did it feel?
Incredible, man. I was so nervous. I wanted to back out for a minute. I was like, man, I got to do it sometime. So why not tonight?
Let me tell you something. I've been performing for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And I kind of get that feeling every time still.
Really?
I feel like that's the beauty of music, because if once you stop getting that feeling, it's kind of like what you're doing it for.
Yeah.
It's just a little nervousness I might still get. But once I get up there, that rush comes back and it's fulfilled.
Absolutely, man.
You know?
I've been saying, since I put out my album, I've been saying the writing and the recording is the easiest part. But the promo, telling people to listen to your music, trying to put yourself out there, that's what's really tough about making music. So.
Yeah, it is. And dealing with people too on business is horrible, because people are nothing but snakes in this industry. What inspired you to want to do music?
So when I was a kid, I listened to a lot of Weird Al Yankovic. So he made that funny parody music.
I did too.
So I started trying to do the same thing. I would take whatever song was popular, try to rewrite it in a funny way. And I got a lot of support online. I was making music online, and you get enough support and feedback, you get better as an artist.
You start to say,
and there was a point where I was like, you know what, I might be good enough at this to do it like for real instead of just trying to be funny with it. So.
That's dope. I heard you say earlier, sometimes you incorporate a serious song and a funny song.
Right.
Is that why?
Yeah, exactly. So I only made funny music for the first 5 years of making music up until I was about 20. And I was like, you know what, I feel like I have some things to say. And I don't want people to just think of me and think, you know, I'm like Ugly God or Cupcake and I only really make funny stuff. You know, I wanted to try my hand at actually rapping, you know.
Yeah, taking it serious.
Exactly, yeah.
So when did you actually go in the booth and take it serious and do your thing?
So I decided I was going to take it serious probably about 3 years ago. Over the past year or two was when I finally felt good enough to say, you know what, these songs are good enough to be on a project and attach my name to, you know.
Okay, yeah. So have you put out any projects?
Yeah, I just dropped my first album last month. It's called Two-Face. So that's the concept of the album. I'll be honest, I wanted to see what people would like more. The funny, goofy, like upbeat stuff, or the stuff, you know, the last 2 years I got sober. I lost 150 pounds.
Nice.
A lot of stuff happened in my life that I could finally write about and feel like I'm taking myself seriously. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to tell my story. And I'm going to try to make people laugh, and I'm going to see what does better. So
that's the best way to do it. Let the audience choose.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and a good thing to do would be, I would start doing polls. You know
Doing
what I'm saying? Polls. Like,
Okay.
you know, put one song against the other and see what they like. Put another one against another, see what they like.
That's not a bad idea.
Up until, like, you can have a battle of the fucking songs for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Whichever wins to the top, like, all right, that's what I'm going to go with.
That's not a bad idea
You
at
know
all.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Put two songs together. If this one wins, put it against another one. This song wins, put it against another one.
Yeah.
And, you know, until it,
do a little bracket for my own album.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? Because what you're doing is you're essentially building your audience and figuring out who they are.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so that's dope. I like that, man. That's a good idea. You should definitely do that. I think, you know, and that's really only, it can only work with somebody like you who has a divided sound. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, so I pride myself in that.
Yeah, so where you from originally?
I'm from Pendleton, South Carolina. Clemson, Greenville area, upstate. Pendleton, yeah.
Pendleton.
Yeah, it's middle of nowhere. Okay. Yeah, so I just moved to Atlanta in November, actually.
Okay.
Spent a few years out in LA just for job stuff. So
how you liking it here?
Oh, I love it. LA was nice. The people are a little weird. They're different. Because I grew up in the South, man. You know, the further west or the further north you go,
you ain't gonna
way different.
It's going to be different. Yeah. So when you got here, you like the people, you like what's going on?
Absolutely.
Have you been yeah, my bad.
I've made more friends in Atlanta in the last 3 months than I did in 2 years in LA.
That's crazy. But that's how it is out here. Everybody's cool with each other. Everybody connects with one another. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like that out here. And that's what I like.
Absolutely.
I like that you could build with people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Every conversation I had with somebody in LA, it felt like networking. You know, even trying to make friends. It was like, who do you know or what are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Atlanta is just, you know what it is. If you're in the South,
yeah, you just chilling.
cordial. Yeah.
Right, yeah. That's dope. I'm glad it's working out for you. So what do you got planned for the future?
Got no idea. I'm just getting out of the cycle of making my album, promoting it, and I've had a little bit of writer's block, so I'm writing 16s here and there. But as far as projects, I got no idea.
So you just put this out last month, you said, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's still fresh out.
Yeah.
You have any singles off of it?
Yeah. So I got a single. It's called "Bitchless." It's basically a lot of my funnier songs. I try to make the first verse where it's like one point of view, the second verse is the other point of view. So "Bitchless," the first half is talking about like, man, I got no bitches. This sucks. And the second half is like, hey man, the single life is kind of fun. It's fun being out here single.
I
got that. And I got this song. It's called "Dear Blank." I noticed in a lot of relationships I've had in the past, I don't like making people uncomfortable. And sometimes that means I won't have the conversations that I need to have with people about where we stand, whether it's romantic or friendship. So I said, you know what? Why don't I just make a whole song where I address these 5 people in my life and say all the things I should have said a long time ago.
Wow.
So that's going to be a single. And I say their names in it, all 5 of them. So.
For real? Yeah. So that's one of the more serious ones.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Dear Blank. That's dope.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for real. I mean, listen, man, when good music is good music. And without even really being able to hear it, I kind of heard a little bit like when you performing, but I couldn't, I was talking, so I couldn't really hear it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, I like the concept.
Yeah,
you know
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I want to make people feel, I want them to laugh, or I want them to think about themselves, or I want people to say it's happened before where they can reach out and they're like, hey man, I really relate to this song. And it's a song that was so personal to me, it was like, I didn't know, it was possible.
You said your first few words summed all that up. You said, I want people to feel. And then you started saying, that's it. You want them to feel.
Exactly.
Whether it's happy, sad, you just want them to relate and feel, and that's dope.
Exactly.
That's going to get people to buy into you.
I appreciate it.
Because once you're making them feel anything, it's a blessing. Because all that means is that they can relate to it. And, I try to tell artists, listen, your story is unique, but because there's 7 billion people in the world, there's at least 1 million who can relate to you.
Absolutely.
1 million to 2.
Yeah.
So as long as you keep it true to you, they're going to love it. Once you start to try to fabricate and make up something that's fairy tale, they're not going to relate to it because nobody's ever been through that. That's something your mind made up.
Yep.
That's not an actual factual situation.
It's very true.
And we're all copies of each other, basically. Like we all, I know 7 different girls who each one of them look different than each other, but I know somebody that looks just like them and then act like them.
Yeah.
You got the same, where you sit and stand, and y'all both talk the same, got the same gooky attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see somebody and something, man, you look just like my homeboy, and you act like that. Yeah. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So nothing is really unique, really. So when you tell your true story, people gonna relate. So I commend you for that.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So we got the new project out. It's called
Two-Face.
Two-Face.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So y'all need to make sure y'all check out Two-Face. Make sure y'all get with him. His name is Uno Deuce. Where you get that name from?
My favorite number, my jersey number in high school was 12, and I didn't know there was a Spanish word for 12 already. So I took Uno and I took Deuce, just 1, 2. I wanted to change it a million times, but so many people around my area, I was the only one in South Carolina or my area rapping. So they started knowing me by Uno Deuce. I was like, I can't change it now.
I like Uno Deuce anyway. Darce wouldn't have been so good. It's Darce.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah.
Darce could be mistaken for anything. Uno Deuce means 1, 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then in rap music, 1, 2, 1, 2. MC 1, 2, 1, 2.
I've heard a lot of jokes about Uno Deuce. I've never heard that. So
that's not a joke.
I might have to take that.
Yeah, Uno Deuce 1, 2, 1, 2. You feel me? Yeah. That's how MCs talk on the mic. Oh, yeah. So once again, I want to thank you for coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Explain to them where they can find you. Okay. And where they can find your music.
Yeah. Instagram and Twitter, it's Uno Deuce Raps. Here's how you spell Uno Deuce right here. A lot of people spell the deuce part wrong. It happens all the time. Same on Spotify and Apple Music. It's Uno Deuce. That's it. So
Uno Deuce. That's 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey. Y'all make sure y'all check my man out. Go ahead.
I want to say thank you to you because local artists, they're a local artist until enough people start supporting them. Every artist you ever heard in your life was a local artist at some point. So without people like you willing to interview these local artists and willing to give these people a platform, your favorite artist you've never heard of them without people like you. So thank you, seriously.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Y'all heard it from him. I appreciate that, I'm trying to give him his flowers. Give me mine. I love it. So, like I said, Uno Deuce, Rich Mo. You know, give myself some love. Y'all check him out. Y'all stay tuned with me. Black Ink Radio. We out.